You just watched A Dog Day Afternoon, 1975 bank robbery movie. And as you know, this is a film night. It's pretty late, but I still want to do a little bit of a normal film night where I give a little bit of a lesson at the end. I know a lot of you want to donate and say things and talk, but please let me get through this because I'm wrecked, I'm tired, but I still like to have the the class portion of the film night at the end of it to talk to about the movie, and I think it adds a little bit. So 4,800 of you made it through the movie. I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much. That's dope. I think Dog Day for me is my favorite bank robbery movie of all time. And it's interesting because I think most of the films in the genre are so different. When you think about the great bank robbery movies of all time, you think of like Heat, Inside Man, et cetera, et cetera. You think of these protagonists that are master thieves and they focus on the action of it and, you know, the scale of it and the control of it. And Dog Day Afternoon is such a different piece. You know, Al Pacino in Dog Day is not a criminal. He's just a very desperate, very confused man. And I think the movie, the script, Al Pacino, the way it's shot, it brings so much humanity into this bank robbery movie that it elevates it in a totally different and unique way, even 51 years later, which is crazy to me that this movie is 51 years old. I think for me, my favorite scene in the whole movie is his conversation with Leon, because that in a microcosm could be taken out and put into a romance movie as a breakup. It has kind of its own 3-act structure within this conversation where, you know, they're kind of like, oh, hi, how are you? How hi? And, you know, they do this kind of like icebreaker of like, I miss you. I miss you too. And then they go through this kind of ebb and flow of conversation, and you see how they are as people, and you see how they are as a couple, and you see that there is so much love between them, even though it's been this, is confused really a proper way to present him? Yes. Confused is an absolutely proper way to confuse, to talk about him. I know what you're alluding to, and I don't like it. I don't like your illusion is that I'm calling homosexuality a confusion. What I'm saying, in 1975, a homosexual man in a heterosexual marriage with children on welfare with a transgender wife who is still yet to transition is a very confusing and difficult situation for the time. In no way do I mean that with any kind of malice. So beyond that, I think that conversation is so well done and so honest, as is the whole movie. I think there are so many honest moments in this. Is Al Pacino's character perfect? No. He's kind of a dick at some points. However, you relate with him as a human on so many levels. And so does the crowd around the bank, which I think kind of adds to this level of they're watching and we're watching, and it's him against the police, and it's him against the system, and it's him against the bank, and we're rooting for him. You know, that conversation that he has with the newscaster, where the newscaster is talking about like, why don't you get a normal job? And he goes, what kind of job? Like a bank teller? How much money do you make as a bank teller? $150 a week? What do you guys make? Not much. And even his hostages are relating to his plight when he is talking to the news. There is a level of empathy that even his captors give him where they're like, yeah, man, I mean, fuck, I might rob a bank. And I think that is why Dog Day Afternoon is so efficient at the core of its focus. And the core of its focus is even normal people will do crazy things when they have no other option. And it's interesting. You put a person in a hopeless situation. You put a person in a life that is not their own, that they are leveraged into by the church or their family or their loved ones, and they'll do crazy things. One thing that I think this movie, if you watch it back, is a really interesting thing about this movie. This is an R-rated film. There's no reason that it has to watch its language, but every time a character swears in Dog Day Afternoon, it is greeted with someone going, "Will you please watch your fucking mouth? Will you please watch your mouth? I'm Christian. Don't do that. Ladies, I'd like to apologize for my mouth." It is actually one of the biggest themes in the film. And I think it is a reference to how ridiculous some puritanical hierarchy can be in the face of desperation, in the face of emergency. When you are worried about your language in a fucking hostage situation, your priorities are fucked. And I think that is what they are trying to show. That a lot of these people's priorities are fucked. I didn't want to reveal to you guys that this is one of the first trans films of all time, because I think you guys would have gone in and been like, when does the trans shit happen? When does the gay shit happen? So I labeled it as a queer film, and it is still considered one of the most important queer films in history. I don't think I need to say this, but while the depiction of Leon is, albeit honest, a little obtuse. I mean, what he says about Algerians wearing, cloths on their head or whatever the fuck he says. It's an honest depiction. And in 1975, for you to get an honest depiction of a trans person is just not something you were gonna get. Like, I'm telling you, 80% of the other directors of this era would have made this so ham-fisted. They would have gone so over the top with Leon. But I'm telling you, for the era, Leon is so masterfully written and portrayed and executed, that she is this vulnerable person searching for answers. And when they lack of medical care and support is there, their mental health crumbles and they go down this lane of self-abuse and crumbling mental state. And their partner, who is a person that is struggling with their own sexuality, right? I saw some people mention that they think Al Pacino's character is bi. I don't think Al Pacino's character is bi in that movie. I think Al Pacino's character is a gay man who ended up in a heterosexual relationship and then kind of had a discovery later in his life when he had more agency outside of his family. And so he is doing his best with the tools that he has. He's a Vietnam vet bank teller, and he's trying to deal with something that even like medicine and society and very progressive people at the time were really struggling with. So, what do? I guess you rob a fucking bank. The story of this movie is true, and it's so fascinating to dig into. I don't necessarily want to dig into it because there are so many elements of it. Like the bank robbers were like 19 and 22 is one thing that they bury. I think they were 19 and 22 when this robbery happened. The kid that got shot by the cops was 19. Leon went on to sell the intellectual or like his book rights around it to eventually pay for her sex change. There are so many fascinating elements about the true story behind Dog Day Afternoon. And if you would like to dig into it, you should. It's worth a read. I remember the first time I watched this movie. This is another movie that I actually watched in film class. It's one that I went into with, I'll be completely honest. I was 21 years old at the time. And when I went into this movie, I was like, oh, great. A bank robbery movie from 1975. Here we fucking go. And like halfway through, I was like, oh, like I was just so locked in. And really for me, what does it is the characters in this movie are all so flushed out in an incredible way. And the thing that always comes back to me about this movie is the hidden humor. I think it makes the drama and how tense it is so much more impactful when they add little things in it. Like the cops are always eating. That is so fucking funny to me that the cops are eating the entire goddamn movie. It's so fucking silly that like every time you see like that one scene, the dude just is eating a sandwich the whole time posted up on top of the car. It's great. His whole relationship with the one pizza delivery guy who's like, I'm a fucking rock star after he drops the pizza off. Incredible. So yeah, I mean, this is one of the Criterion films that was shown to me as a Criterion film, right? Like when I was learning how to make movies, my favorite film professor, Douglas Class, AKA Dr. Doom, I hope you're doing well out there wherever you are, showed this to me as one of his favorites. And as I said, I went in with rock bottom expectations. This is always one I have wanted to show, but I wanted to show it at the right time. I wanted it to be one of those movies that I felt like we had to build up to and really develop a rapport, because Dog Day is a movie that is really important to me. And if you guys didn't like it, I probably would have been mean. So with that being said, I'm glad you all liked it. I think it's a very important movie. I think peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. I think it's Pacino's best role outside of Godfather Part 2. I just think he's so good in this movie. He's so specific with his decisions. That character is so, dude, when he is on the phone with his wife and you can see he's like a homosexual man who's been in a fucking beard marriage for like what, 10 years. And he's like, I got to talk to you. Hold on. You know what situation I'm in? Please. And it finally just hangs up and is like, whoa, it's so real. I know it's a little problematic, but it's so real. It's so fucking honest when he's like, perfect. Anyway, I'm glad you guys like this movie. What a fun film night this was. I'm not going to open it to questions because I'm a little tired, but if you guys put your questions about this movie in the Discord, I will get to them. I promise you. I am going to head to bed. I will be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat place with another stream. We'll be watching another episode of Alone tomorrow, maybe with Wake Wilder. I want you all to give a very special shout out to Nandre, your favorite streamer's favorite streamer, for making an appearance tonight and helping with the content. This was an all-timer, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. I hope I made you laugh. I hope I entertained you. And I hope I informed you a little bit tonight. With that being said, stay dangerous, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And I'm out of here. Good night.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Kaboom, kablow, kaboom. Rest in peace, my granny, she